Welcome back to another episode of Detroit 360, your personal guide to all things Detroit. I'm your host, Sheila Grant. Growing up, I was exposed to a variety of other cultures. Some of my classmates from different backgrounds have turned into some of my closest lifelong friends. What Maria, George, and Ruba all have in common is that they're from immigrant families. They've shared with me over time how their different backgrounds have impacted their lives here in America. Their parents wanted a better life for them, much like Manal, who you'll meet in this next piece.
God gave me this gift to create art. Everybody has maybe their own different ways to create it, and mine was with my hands. When it's just me and the ingredients and the cakes and the buttercream and all that alone, it's a cool feeling.
I opened my eyes and the war was going on. You know, I grew up under bad circumstances during the war in Lebanon, and we came here when I was 16 years old. We came with my family.
I finished my high school and I came over here, and we grew up in the middle of the war, so things were a little bit rough. It wasn't, you know, the war started when I was about 10 years old. So we were glad to come over here, running away from the war.
They definitely came here for more opportunities, especially in Detroit. A lot of Arabs immigrated to the United States and to this area, to Detroit, to work at the factories, to work at Ford, and which is why our community is so populated by the Lebanese people, Iraqi people, Palestinian people.
We opened up to her all the opportunities. We did not want to just follow traditional approach in raising her. It was tough for her in terms of, setting up her own standards.
In college, we had a speech just talking about a certain thing, and mine was, I talked about being an Arab American and being Muslim. I came in with, I just came in, I started my speech, and I asked the class, did you have any preconceived notions about me, or do you have any judgments about me? And they all looked confused. They were like, no. So I had a scarf around my neck. I took the scarf and I put it around my head and I wrapped it. And I asked them, if I came in like this, would you have a preconceived notion of me? Or would you have judged me a certain way? And they all were like, I saw it in the looks in their face, they're all shocked. They were like, they all started nodding their head, yes. Here's the Renaissance Festival.
Manal, as a child, was very handful. She was very creative. She had her own mind, her own personality. She was very sweet. She got what she wanted.
I'm completely self-taught. I was never taught to do this. I was never taught how to structure a head on a cake. I was never taught how to tort a cake or how to apply fondant. I had to learn all that stuff on my own, and I had to learn that stuff from messing up.
I remember one time she baked the pizza. She made the pizza with different kind of materials, and the pizza stuck to the aluminum foil and it wouldn't come off it, so we couldn't eat it.
She was the strongest one in the family. She got us on our feet together. She got us together. She was, I know she was holding her emotions in front of us, but she lifted us all up.
He really impacted who I was and who I wanted to be. Sorry. A lot of the good things that have happened to me, I still look up to him, and I thank him for especially my success right now. I know he's sending positive vibes my way. So it's nice to feel him. I do feel like, you know, he's still looking out for me. When I decided to go full on and open this bakery, it was never a, you know, a long time goal. I just honestly, I didn't think I would actually ever think I would have my own bakery. It was more just, everything happened organically. I wanted it to be born in Detroit. I was born in Detroit. My parents teach in Detroit. My husband works in Detroit. So it's just an amazing city. It's a comeback city. Everybody knows that.
I'm very, very proud of her. I'm the proudest mom on earth. She never failed me. I feel like every day she surprises me with her creation and ideas.
To be happy is to be able to reach your goal and to nurture the environment around you, to nurture the people that are with you.
If other girls see me here and they think like that maybe gives them some little strength or some little push, then all the power to them. And that just, you know, it's an overwhelming feeling of knowing that I can do that for somebody.
Help me. It's like the walls are caving in. Sometimes I feel like giving up, but I just can't.
All over, women are continuing to break barriers, especially here in Detroit. Adrienne Bennett is no exception. She's the very first female master plumber in the entire nation, and she got her start working right here for the city of Detroit. Enjoy this next piece as she shares her story.
Good afternoon, Benkari Mechanical. Adrienne speaking. How may I help you? My name is Adrienne Bennett. I'm the president and CEO of Benkari Mechanical, LLC. A master plumber is a licensed person that is licensed in the state that they are working in to protect the drinking water. And as I have been told, I am the first female in the nation. Being a pioneer in any industry, there will be some challenges. I've met some female attorneys, I've met some doctors, female doctors, and I've asked them about, you know, the path that they took as they were in my same age bracket, and that they had similar challenges. Being the only is what the challenge is. And I feel that those barriers that were broken, it was just by prayer. Once I received my journey person's card, I was recruited by the city of Detroit to become a plumbing inspector. Henry Ford Hospital was one of my clients as an inspector, and they approached me and said, why don't you come and join us and fix these leaks and problems instead of writing all these violations. And that's how I ended up at Henry Ford Hospital. As a plumbing apprentice, they found out I was very good with working with metal. Having been a plumbing apprentice, a journeyman, and becoming a master, a plumbing inspector, a court enforcement officer, estimator, the next step was for me to become a contractor. Benkari is a family name. It's two family names put together, Bennett and Bakari.
She's done a lot, and she's our leader. Very happy to have her as a leader. She's tough but fair, and she's got a very good vision and has been leading us, and we're really excited for our growth just over the past couple of years, and looking forward to the future and opportunities and people that are talking to us now that we couldn't even gotten in a room with just a few years ago. I'll be back with the air compressor this afternoon once those rings are delivered.
I feel that I've been anointed to be the first and to be the only. God has something He wants me to do. With the skilled trades in the industry, whether you're a plumber, electrician, a carpenter, any trade that you get in, if you are successful with what you're doing, you'll never be unemployed. For anybody that's out there that's looking for a career, I would suggest, yeah, college is okay, but college is not for everyone. So why go out here and have $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 of college loans when you get into an apprenticeship program that may be 6 years at the max? So now you've got a license plus an associate's degree in applied sciences. And you're going to be making, I'm going to say, close to $70,000 a year with no debt. I believe pretty much with any skilled trade, whether it's a carpenter, pipe fitter, plumber, you need to have that math background. I can't stress that enough. With the STEM programs that they have out now, that's perfect. The science, technology, engineering, mathematics. We cannot live on this earth without having those basic skills. Those are basic skills. I love science, I love mathematics. So there's a passion there for me when I do. I'm still going to school. The things I learned back in the 70s are obsolete now. So for me to stay abreast of the changes, just like a doctor, you have to know what's going on in the industry. You have to know about the new equipment, the new technology. In any industry, they put beauty first. Plumbing is not pretty. You're dealing with human waste. You're dealing with problems. If somebody calls you, their basement is flooded, their toilet is plugged, they've got a problem. The way I glamorize it is that I can remember when I was an apprentice and I was working downtown Detroit. This was years ago, early 80s. I was in the bank line. I chose to go to the bank on my lunch hour. I'm dirty, and nobody wanted to stand near me. My question to them was, you want to compare paychecks? And at that time, I was an apprentice. You've got plumbers out here making $100,000 a year. Yes, they're working hard, but they have a skill and they have a trade. And they have job securities. You can still be a lady and you can still be a great plumber and make big money. Every day I get up and I serve. I want to bring more Detroiters in the skilled trades. With my license, that's something I can do. It's a blessing that God has placed me here, that you can work under my license as an apprentice and stick into the program and get your journeyman's card and get that associate's degree. So that's where I feel I'm an asset to the community.
Mom's upstairs sleeping. She doesn't want me in the kitchen. She says I mess up her kitchen. But I'm Jay Lauren, and I'm a 12-year-old who loves to cook healthy food. Processed food is terrible for you. It makes you gain weight, it's full of chemicals, and it even can give you high blood pressure. But my family, sometimes they don't eat super healthy, so I make them healthy food. So today, I'm gonna show you guys how to make your family eat healthier. I'm gonna show you how to make a smoothie bowl. So first, I'm starting off with a 1/4 cup of frozen strawberries, a frozen banana, a 1/4 cup of frozen blueberries, a half scoop of Amazing Grass greens powder, a 1/2 teaspoon of chia seeds, a 1/3 cup of water, and that's all for the smoothie portion. Now for the toppings, I use a banana, a couple of strawberries, some chia seeds, granola, and coconut. So now we're gonna put all of our fruits in the bowl. Along with the chia seeds and the greens powder. Then you're gonna add a little bit of your water just to start off with. Now it's time to blend. When everything looks like it's blended, you can scrape the sides and make sure that it's all blended together and there's no chunks left. All right, now it's time to pour it in a bowl and top. Make sure that your smoothie is a nice thick consistency. Now we're gonna just spread it around so that it has a flat surface on top, which now means it's time to top. So I'm gonna just top it. You can top it pretty much however you'd like. But I'm just putting some bananas on the side, like right there. And some strawberries and next to that. And then I'm gonna add in some granola. Oh, and by the way, this granola has almonds in it, and almonds are an amazing superfood. And this is also organic coconut, so we're just gonna add a little bit of that in there. And you have yourself a smoothie bowl. So there's my smoothie bowl. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope that I helped your family get a little bit healthier just from this smoothie bowl.
Ooh, I'm telling on you.
Not again. Bye, guys.
Hey, Kendra.
Hey, Scott.
Hey, how are you today?
Pretty good. How about you?
Good. Can I help you with that?
Thank you so much.
Hey, I'll grab it for you.
Thank you. Come on in. Ah, here's our receipt.
Wow.
I'm gonna have to get another job to afford all these groceries.
I can see why. Hey, you know you can reuse these, correct? And some stores will give you a credit towards your grocery bill if you bring your own bags.
Really?
And once you're done reusing the bags, you can recycle them. Recycling also saves resources and money by cutting down on landfill costs, which we all pay for on our property tax bill. You can put a recycling bin next to your trash and recycle all sorts of things, like cereal boxes, plastic containers, cans, and paper as well.
Want some water?
Sure. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You know another idea? Instead of letting the water run until it gets cool, fill up a water bottle or a pitcher and put it in the refrigerator, and you'll save money on your water bill, which you can put towards your groceries as well.
Yes. What else?
You can save even more money on water by taking shorter showers and turning the water off when you brush your teeth. Save money on your electric bill by turning lights off when you leave the room. And when you're not using them, unplug anything that uses power, even when it's off, like your phone charger or your computer. Unplugging those devices from standby power can also save you up to $100 per year.
Woo! More money for those groceries.
High five. Save water, save energy, save money.
There's nothing worse than wasting time. Well, maybe waiting in lines. But now I can pay my water bill from my phone, tablet, or laptop. All it takes is a quick click and bam, I can check, manage, and pay my water bill from anywhere. That means more time with the family at Rouge Park, more time for myself on the Riverwalk, or just at home on Outer Drive. I can pay my water bill anywhere. It's that easy. So skip the line and pay your bill online. Visit www.detroitmi.gov/paymywaterbill to register today.
Detroit is full of talented people. Some have gotten their start here, and so many more continue to call this place home. Watch this next segment as an artist shares his story and some of his music.
Got me feeling up, got me feeling down, got me feeling hooked. I want you by the pound. Need your ecstasy, can go another day. Can't believe one hit, got me feeling this way. One kiss.
I'm Verzel. I'm from the city of Detroit, and I am an artist. I am a producer, a multi-instrumentalist, and a singer, all-around lover of the arts. I got introduced to music when I was young. My grandmother was a church pianist. I used to go to church every Sunday with her. I used to watch her play the piano, and it was only right that she actually taught me, and I actually listened, you know, and by the time I was 12, I was playing for church too. As a kid playing in church definitely boosted my confidence. I always say the best musicians come from church. It's debatable, but I personally feel that the best musicians come from church because if anything, it's more about feeling. It's not about structure. It's always a plus if you can read music, you can get more gigs, but at the end of the day, church is about feeling.
Your love is like a drug. Flying high, aiming for the stars. Saw you last night, took a trip around. On a late flight, glad that I took you. Now we shifting away like a dope pusher.
It's purpose, it's ordained purpose that drives me to create. Because I couldn't see myself doing anything else. That's proof in the pudding that I'm not supposed to be doing anything else. I think that as energies, put here on the earth, manifested in the flesh, we were put here with a purpose. If my purpose was to be a lawyer, or to be a doctor, then I would have the innate feeling and responsibility to want to go out and talk law, or to want to go out and help people health-wise. But that's not my thing. That's not my bag.
Your love is like a drug. Your love is like a drug. Your love is like a drug. Your love is like a drug.
The collective energy that a band has is very important, because a lot of people think that, as long as a person play what they're supposed to play is cool. I may hear my bassist, Jabari, doing something, and I may want to follow. It's like you're watching us communicate. So the energy is definitely there. I'm big on improvisation, so I don't want the music pretty much in black and white. I don't want the music to stay the same. I can raise up my hand and change the tempo of a drummer at will, depending on the crowd. I can give my guitarist the guitar solo. I can take the guitar solo. I can give the bassist a bass solo in general. So improv is all about feeling. It's all about feeling in general.
Lips get me high when you can't take me there, girl. You let me. Your love is like a drug. Your love is like a drug. Your love is like a drug. Your love is like a drug.
Coming from Detroit, I definitely feel an artistic responsibility to, pretty much carry on what they laid down. Because in general, I feel as though if you in Detroit, I feel like a lot of times people are spoiled. Because if you go outside Detroit, whether you go to Utah, whether you go to, Montana or wherever, they may not have the same pool of talent that we do. So sometimes we get complacent in the talent that we have. And I try not to be complacent. I try to strive for the best and pretty much put on for the city. The same way Big Sean put on for the city, the same way Eminem put on for the city, the same way the people who were signed to Motown put on for the city. I try to carry that legacy. So it's definitely a responsibility. I go out of town. I go to Windsor. We're just over the border in Canada. And if I say I'm from Detroit and I meet another musician, they'd be like, "Oh man, so you must really bring it." So that's already a lot of pressure from an outsider's point of view to pretty much represent.
Your love is like a drug. Your love is like a drug. Your love is like a drug. Your love, your love is like a drug.
I'm constantly reminded daily that my job is to serve. I grew up in the city of Detroit. I attended Detroit Public Schools, and I can remember a time when Detroit police would send out blue pigs, and that was like one of my greatest experiences as a child. I joined the department in 2008, which gives me 10 years of service this year. Within that time, I've been able to be a part of many different units. Most recently, I decided to apply to become one of the members of the Detroit Recovery Team, which is known as the dive team. So in the beginning, when you first apply, there are certain skills that you have to have, certain certifications in order to continue on. So you have to bring those certifications in order to even be considered. Of course, you need to be able to swim, be able to be comfortable in the water, which is one of the main things. Throughout the process, I can say that my family, friends, and the department has kept me motivated throughout the whole thing, including the dive team. They've been very supportive of me coming in. With me being the only woman there, I get so much respect from them. They treat me with respect as a woman. However, they treat me with respect as an individual, treated the same as everybody else. The one thing that I can say that throughout the process that I have learned is that I do like a challenge, and this just opened up more doors for me to understand my comfort levels and how to overcome certain fears. I mean, it's an honor. I mean, I think it's a great thing. I believe that it opens up doors for, you know, it just breaks certain barriers that we may not even have thought that we had on a job. Just continues to open up doors for, you know, other women to know. It just shows that the department has equality.
If you like these stories and want to see more, subscribe to our YouTube channel at City of Detroit and follow us on social media at City of Detroit and at Stories from DET. Well, that's it for this week's episode of Detroit 360. I'm your host, Sheila Grant. Thanks so much for watching.